Hi, I'm wearing this wacky sweater and reviewing a burial IPA. It's called their Surf Wax IPA. It's their most popular one, it looks like, on Untappd. Available year round. I have never had any IPAs or clean beers from Burial. I've only had a hoppy Brett fermented, like golden ale. From them once, really liked it a lot, heard great things, and because of the Extreme Beer Festival in Boston, a whole bunch of special beers were shipped up here that usually aren't available, and I got 5 different Burial beers. I might do reviews of all of them if I'm really feeling up to it. And this one uses Mosaic, Centennial, Citra, and Columbus. So some old-fashioned, some new-fashioned hops. It's 6.8% alcohol. Actually, the bottom of this, oh yeah, it says it was canned on the 2nd of this month, so that was about, I guess, exactly 4 weeks ago. So less than the month old, kind of cut off where I kind of might not buy a beer or think 2 or 3 times about buying it if it's older than a month. Some beers, are definitely good after that time, but we'll see how Burial does it. Yes, I looked up a lot of their IPAs, and some of them are pretty hazy. This one, I think, is kind of their old-fashioned, not old-fashioned, but kind of older-fashioned flagship. That's, oh yeah, it's got some haze going on, but it's not murky at all. It kind of looks like, I guess, Half Acres IPAs. Really bright and golden. I guess they use barley and just a touch of wheat in this beer, but it has a nice little glow to it. Really nice head. Looks like it's very well packaged. I'm enjoying the aroma. Yeah, it seems like they have a yeast that's bringing out that slightly syrupy kind of stone fruit tropical thing. I usually talk about canned peaches and syrup, that sort of thing is coming out. And the Centennial and Columbus aren't really bringing out big pine or like bitter citrus notes in the nose. I wonder if it's dry hopped more, like primarily, or all with just Mosaic or Citra. There's a hint of some sort of clean resinous quality that I'll probably notice more when I sip it, I'm thinking, but it smells pretty sweet right now. Yeah, I guess there is a hint of earthy, woody something that makes me, think a little bit of a Columbus Centennial combo. But there's definitely some yeast effects in there. And the head's sticking around really well, even though this glass wasn't 100% beer clean. This actually makes me think more of, I think, like a Beechwood IPA I had there. I think it's called the Propulgator or I can't remember what it's called actually, something like that. Promulgator, maybe it's that. Beechwood is a southern California brewery, and I had a Mosaic IPA from them that was a little less hazy than this, but this reminds me a lot of that. And of course, Burial's from Asheville, which is kind of the haven of the South, with lots of good breweries, and I've only had a couple of them because they seem to drink it all up there. But this is pretty nice, but it is pretty Midwesty is what it makes me think of, but now I guess there's lots of newer breweries in California that are not doing the only West Coast style. This is pretty sweet. It's not bringing out a lot of that classic bitter pine that you get from Centennial. But I do have a hint of piney flavor, sappiness a little bit. It's not menthol, not getting to that level, but I'm not getting like any weird green, garlicky, oniony stuff. The fuel is pretty nice. It's like medium, kind of a slight syrupy body to it. It's not my favorite though. I'm glad I tried it. It's a nice little change of pace, but it's just not don't know. I wish it were a little bit drier, basically. That might be the main thing that I was hoping. It's 6.8, maybe if it was just fermented a little bit more. The finish, yes, now I'm getting much more of that classic piney, bitter citrus kind of taking over my throat, like a more old-fashioned IPA, basically. But up front, first, it's all super fruity, mosaic and citron, all that stuff's going on. I guess I should pour in the bottom, see what happens. There wasn't really much more sediment or anything that falls in this one. I'd probably give it like, 87 or something like that. It's just not super exciting to me, and just a little bit too sweet. Those are the only flaws, though. Otherwise, it's a pretty good beer. I would recommend it. Goodbye.